Welcome back. 8:44 on this Monday. You're looking at a live shot of view from the Century Plaza Hotel and Spa on Burrard Street. We're talking how to be bear aware with Lucy Cadman from the North Shore Black Bear Society. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
All right, first of all, let's talk about the encounters lately. There's been a lot. And are there more encounters right now with bears locally, or is it just that they're being reported on more?
I think that so many more people are going out recreating and spending their time in the bear's home, which is wonderful, and that's increasing the chance then of an encounter. Plus, everyone's using social media, everyone's taking a photograph of every single thing that they see. We've got people with cameras on their properties too, so animals that were traveling by unnoticed are now being caught on camera. And then the other avenues available to report wildlife sightings that are more well known now. So I think it's just more people to see the wildlife, not necessarily an increase in wildlife activity.
And we're seeing a lot of encounters and stories this summer, especially. We had a portion of Maplewood Flats closed on Friday because of a bear setting in the area. Mundy Park, the trap set out for the family there. And a section of Minikata actually has been closed all summer because of the bears frequenting that area. So what's the best thing to remember when it comes to food and dogs when you're recreating?
Well, keeping your dog on leash is extremely important when you're out in bear country. More than half of all the negative wildlife encounters involve off-leash dogs. So the dog off-leash will run off into the bushes and find a bear. The bear feels it needs to defend itself then, and most dogs will run back to you, the owner, with the bear in tow. And that's how the bear and the human have that encounter then when the bear already feels threatened. So keeping your dog on leash to keep yourself and your pets and wildlife safe is very, very important. When it comes to food, we had a bear killed a couple of weekends ago up at Rice Lake because people were going into the bear's home, into the forest, leaving their backpacks and picnic boxes unattended. The bear was getting into the food there. So keeping your food secure at all times and always staying with your food.
It's a serious problem, and I think it's funny that a lot of people still need to be reminded about it. When it comes to bear bells, are those effective?
Bear bells aren't very effective.
No.
In fact, your human voice is the best tool that you've got at avoiding an encounter in the first place. So when you're on the trails, if you're in the forest, or if you're in your neighborhood and you know there's bear activity, use your voice. You don't need to be loud and yell, but in a calm voice, just call out every now and then. If you're hiking alone, I just talk to the squirrels and the birds to let wildlife know that a human is around. It's the human voice they recognize. And black bears spend a lot of time and energy trying to avoid us. If they hear a human voice, they're going to go and hide in a tree, which is their safe place.
So don't make eye contact, don't look big, just sort of calmly talk to them and back away?
Yeah, if you have an encounter, you want to stay as calm as possible so that we don't stress out the bear too. So take a nice deep breath. That'll stop you from screaming and help you to relax a little bit. And then in a calm voice, you need to actually talk to the bear, to let the bear know that you're a human. You can speak to them in any language, but in a calm tone. Just speak to them calmly, back away nice and slowly. So you're using your body to move away and show the bear that you're not a threat, you're not a danger to that bear, and you're giving it lots of personal space and lots of respect. And that's what it's all about, giving them space.
Yeah. There's a big misnomer when it comes to the mother bear, the sow, and her cubs. I always thought that was the worst condition to be in, the position. But you're saying that bear is not necessarily going to be aggressive.
Statistically, female black bears with cubs are the least aggressive bear that you will encounter in the forest. And that's because black bears have evolved in forested areas. Their instinct when they see a threat, or people, dogs, other animals, is to hide in the forest. And typically they're going to be hiding in a tree. They're great at climbing trees. So female black bear with cubs, if she senses a threat for those cubs, she clacks her teeth, and that's a signal the cubs know to go and hide in a tree, and she'll stay close by. So as long as you don't actively go and try to approach the cubs, there should be no issues whatsoever. Her instinct is to stay safe, away from people, away from threats, in order to protect her cubs and raise those cubs. Without their mom, they wouldn't survive.
All right, so just don't get that cub selfie and you're fine.
Absolutely. No bear selfies, please.
Good stuff, Lucy. Great tips. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
NorthShoreBears.com, where you can get information and resources for how to be bear aware. And coming up, Devo Brown has a literary love story in Ent City.